what's your communication style?
You want to?
Well, for me, I come from a family where we are so close. We tell each other everything. You know, I tell my brother everything. My sisters, my parents, we talk about everything. So that's pretty much how I approached our marriage too. So I tell Dapo everything. Sometimes I get too excited and, you know, I'm loud and I talk so loud and Dapo is always like, you know, calm down. Calm it down.
I'm right next to you. Why are you shouting?
So him not so much, you know. A lot of times I feel like I have to pull things out of him, you know. But
yeah, that's facts actually, because I tend to internalize things before I express myself. I've gotten better. I will say I know that early in our marriage, you know, just because of even times when I grew up, I would just keep things within me. Like I can fix it on my own. You know, I can communicate internally and then pull it out there. But that's improved simply because of her. Yeah.
Aww,
yeah.
Love it. What's your communication style?
Well, I'm very, very literal. And that could be a good thing, but if for like someone like Funmi is very expressive and talks with her feelings. So if, for instance, now Funmi would say something like, "Oh, you always do that," I'm like, "What do you mean by look? Do you know what? No. When I said always, I mean that you do it. No. The word always. Let me tell you what always means. It always. Yeah. So and you know that became like a real like we'll be having a conversation. And we'll have an argument, and I will just be hung up on one word.
Yeah.
Oh,
so what is that word? What is that word?
That's silly. Oh, so I'm silly. no, I didn't. No, the word silly.
Yeah,
go to the, you know, and then when you go into these debates, I'll say stuff like, I mean, I'm a lot better now, and I think it's just understanding how the other person communicates. Like for me, will say something. It's look, I'm trying to talk about the context. I'm not. Don't get hung up on the word, right? Yeah. And I'll say stuff like, "Oh, if we go to a court right now with 10 people, they are going to side with me because they know what the word always means." And it was just this, like, yeah. So I think the more we actually worked on it, and look, just call it when I say something or when I communicate, this is what I mean. This is my style. Now when she's talking, I can read between the lines.
That's with experience. Did he hit it on the?
He can read between the lines. I love that. Yeah, he got it all right. Like I'm an empath, so I feel deeply and I communicate that way. And as he has said, he's very literal. So you know, we try to work on it. Really.
Okay. Are there any words that just triggers you and you're like, like it takes you to another place in your marriage?
We need to talk.
I was going to say, I don't know what it is, and we're a lot better now, like I tell her, but once I hear, I'll tell her, look, if you want to talk to me about something, just say, Femi, this. Don't say, Femi, we need to talk.
Why? Is it because you know you're about to get in trouble? So that's what it is.
I'm right here watching TV. Femi, we need to talk. All the defenses start coming. Okay, let me line all my bullets. Oh, I must have done something. Okay, let's get ready. Like you just start from a very defensive. Like I don't know. Yeah. It's like for guys, and I think I'm not the only guy. There's just something when you hear we need to talk, we immediately think, oh, what did I do?
What did I do wrong? Yes.
Coach D, is that the same thing with you?
There's words like a phrase. Oh, you'll never change. Do the same thing over and over and over. Over and over and over, you know. Yeah, so that's a trigger. Like, then I get defensive.
Okay, so we need to talk, and you would never change.
Yeah.
What about for us, ladies?
Sorry, for me, every time I want to say something and I get excited, my tone does, you know, I get loud, you know. And then when he tells me, "Why are you so loud?" Oh, that gets me all the time. So that just changes my mood completely.
It does.
So
I can understand that. Are there any words that really get you to that place for me?
It's not necessarily a word, but kind of like what he said, when he will say things like, if we go to the court of law and there's 10 people on the jury, all 10 will side with me. It always made me feel like something is wrong with me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not normal, or like maybe I'm not, the way I process things may not be normal. So that would make me kind of question myself, but we had conversations about it, and I'm like, listen, you know, you could say all that or whatever, but at the end of the day, I have my perspective and you have yours. We need to find common ground, and we need to do it in a way that's safe for the other individual, so that they don't leave there feeling like something is inherently wrong. So.
Yeah. I totally get that. I think for me, in the very beginning, when we were still trying to figure each other out, it's like, maybe we should just get a divorce. What? He said that
I only
like
said that once, babe.
You said it like twice. You said it like twice.
I only remember once.
You remember once because you're the one that said it. I'm the one that heard it. He said it like twice, and I'm like, you know, for me, my parents went through a divorce, so that's like the extreme. But I think because he was trying to figure out how to communicate some things, and like he said, he pushed a lot of things under the rug. When he finally expressed himself, it was like the extreme. And I'm like, dude, we right here. Why you all the way over there? And he's like, well, you know, I didn't mean that, but you said it. Like,
no, the reason it was so scary to me was I said, okay, maybe we need it because we were talking on the phone. And she said, okay, fine. And she hung up. I was like,
I mean, you talking about it. Let's.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
But we've learned over time that, you know, there's some key words that just don't work.